everyone. Thank you so much, guys, for all the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Get to Know Me tag. Now I'm gonna do just the second one. I think it's good that the first video was quite short. So yeah, let's do this. It won't be long as well. And also thank you for all the suggestions that you've been giving me, hey, on the topics you want me to cover. And yeah, I've been really enjoying interacting with you guys. Cool, let's get to it. Right, first question. What was your dream job as a kid? Okay. Wow, I'm trying to think. What was my dream job as a kid? You know what's funny? Sometimes you have dreams that are not your dreams. So I need to, in my head, separate what was my dream job. I say that because growing up, I remember in primary school, you know, your parents always tell you, you're going to be a doctor, you're so smart. And somehow it really gets embedded in you. You also just start wanting to be a doctor because it's the right thing to do. But I think personally, my dream job, yeah guys, honestly, this is the truth, it was to become a chartered accountant. When I started doing EMS at school, I think it's still part of the syllabus, Economic Management Sciences, I really realized that I enjoyed the accounting part of it and started going to career fairs around, I think I was in grade 7, and found out about chartered accountancy. And for me, I found it very intriguing because there were all these stats about how there are very few chartered accountants in South Africa, especially blacks who are females. And yeah, I've always been up for a challenge, so I was like, let's do this. I'm gonna be a chartered accountant one day, and this is me today. So I really think even my primary school friends will agree I wanted to be a chartered accountant. So yeah, that was my dream job. Second question is, have you moved from home? Where to, and how was the experience? Okay guys, I'm not staying with my parents, of course, I'm married. But I won't talk about that experience. I'll talk about the very first time I moved from home. So for me, that was after matric, when I decided I wanted to go study in Cape Town. So my family all wanted me to go study at University of Pretoria because it's closer to home. I'm still gonna see them often. They can check up on me from time to time. I think it was just a safer option, and also UP is well, back then, number 2, the second best university in Africa. So they were like, yeah, you're still gonna get to a best university in Africa, because I've always told them I want to go to the best university in Africa. But that wasn't UP at the time, it was UCT. So I applied at both UP and UCT and got accepted, and I made my final decision, which was to go to Cape Town. Hey guys, yeah, ne? It was very interesting. So none of us in the family have ever been to Cape Town. That meant we didn't have family, friends, we knew no one there. So got accepted, got that bus ticket, and I traveled with my aunt all the way to Cape Town. The whole way, because the bus trip was so long. The whole way, she was reminding me, yeah, why are you complaining about the bus trip? You said you wanted to go to Cape Town. Anyway guys, but how was the experience? So for me at first it was scary because she left me the next day, and that was all I knew, her and my family, and I'm in the city and I know no one, and I have to start my life literally from scratch. It was scary for a moment. I remember for the first day I just locked myself in my res room. But I really believe it was the best decision that I made for myself. I really got to find myself, find my identity, and be true to my identity, because when you're in varsity you can be whatever you want to be, and in fact no one needs to know what you are in varsity at home. So for me it was really an interesting journey of finding me and being comfortable with me and living my truth and not trying to be someone else just to fit in and just not fitting in. And that's perfectly fine because we're not all supposed to be the same. And in that journey I made the most wonderful friends. Honestly, most of my friends right now are people I went to UCT with. These are people I call my sisters, my close friends. These are people whom I shared so much experiences with because they become your family. You take care of each other there. You have to have each other's back. When you're sick, who are you going to call? It's your friends. And one of my greatest friends that I met there was my husband, you know. So yeah, that was the best decision ever, and I really think it's good for anyone to just move to a different city, different country, and just live alone and just see what's out there. So yeah, that was very interesting, guys. Let's see. How many countries, just spoken about countries, how many countries have you traveled to? Ooh, guys, this one. I haven't traveled to a lot of countries, hey? My husband and I love traveling. I love traveling. We've done a lot of SA, and I think we're quite content with how much we've traveled SA. And we just want to travel a bit more now, and we're really determined to do so. Because sometimes you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna marry, travel the world, and then life just happens. You start work, you start studying, and you work towards that house, whatever it is, life just happens. Some people have children, and then the cycle just continues and continues. But I just think you just need to get to a point where you're intentional about certain things, and for us right now, we're intentional about traveling. So we have some few trips lined down. For me, next month I'll be traveling to California, and you guys get to come with me. I'm looking very much forward to that. I think it's going to be so interesting. And then with hubby, we have a lot. We want to go to Bali, we want to go to Mauritius, we want to do London. Phew, guys, recording this will actually make me have to do it because I'll watch it. I'm going to be like, okay, have you went to that Bali? But yeah, guys, we're planning to do a lot of different countries now. Okay. So the next question, it reads, what is the biggest struggle you overcame? Phew, guys, today is deep, eh? Okay. So for me, the biggest struggle I've ever had to overcome in my life is that of transforming your mind. The biggest struggle of transforming your mind is when you see one thing, your everyday life, your environment, your surroundings, the people around you, the opportunities around you, the limitations. However, you need to train yourself to see beyond that. That for me was one of the biggest challenges and one of the key things that I personally had to overcome as an individual, to be able to see the bigger picture, to see the greener side of life, to see that actually there are opportunities, or sometimes you have to make opportunities, create them for yourself, and just be transformed in my mind and believe in myself first before anything. Because as long as our mind is not transformed, as long as all I see is this and now, that's all I can be, this and now. But you need to push yourself to see the next level in life. And yeah, that's the best thing I think I've ever overcome, and that's one of my biggest strengths, that very turning point. And yeah, I'm very grateful for it. So that was it for me, guys. The next one, who is your role model and why? Phew. Okay. So I believe, or I personally don't have one specific role model. I believe that you can learn a bit of something in a lot of people. Sometimes we wait for the most perfect role model to come in our lives, but you have your mom and your siblings and your friends and someone at school or work that can teach you something, or you can just learn from. So my role models right now are people that are surrounding me every day. It's my mentor who's at work, and it's my boss who's also at work. I get to see them every day without a perfection role model head. I get to see them live life and do things in the most real manner, yet I admire them. And they've taught me a lot. I've learned a lot about time management. I've learned a lot about focus. I've learned a lot about knowing your value, knowing what you bring to the table, and being able to speak for that and standing for that, believing in yourself, being able to prioritize. They teach me so much each and every day, and I could really say those are my current role models, and those are people who grow me every day, because I'm challenged. I'm like, oh my gosh, if they can do A, B, C, D while they have all of these other responsibilities, who am I to think it can't be done? Why don't I push myself a bit more? So I really, really love those two people, and they probably don't even know it as as much as you will know it right now. But yeah, I learned so much from them, and they're my current role models. Yeah. So this question, this one is incriminating. It says, what social media are you currently addicted to? Me? Addicted? No, I'm not addicted to anything. But yeah, I do like Instagram and Facebook. I think most of us do. Yeah, so should I say addicted? Maybe slightly. I think my husband might agree there. It's fine. So yeah, on Instagram, guys, my handle is Mrs. Tao, same as the one here on YouTube. The very last question. Okay, the final question is, what keeps me motivated? What keeps me motivated? So what keeps me motivated each and every time I feel discouraged is just reflecting and reminding myself why I started doing what I am doing. Sometimes I really believe that we get so used to the day-to-day, and we just flow every day, do whatever that has to be done. Wake up, go to work, go study, and sometimes we even forget why you're doing all of those things. Yeah, there's a reason why you're going to school. There's a reason why you're studying. There's a reason why you do the charity work that you do. There's a reason why you're doing the business that you're doing. For every single thing in your life, you started doing it because there was a reason at that moment, and that was so significant that it drove you to start doing it. So every time I get lost or I feel discouraged, I just think about the beginning. I think about my why, and it just always helps me get back to it. Hey, this is why, and I'll continue doing it for that very same reason. I am done. Thank you once more, guys. Mrs. Tao